Hollywood Brown says this Chiefs team currently is best pass catcher he's ever been a part of. Praising how competitive and interchangeable they've become with him, Rice, Worthy, and even a slimmed down Travis Kelce. Slimmed down. He added that he and Xavier aren't bogged down by the playbook like last year. And here is what he had to say about the receiver room.
What does this receiver pass catching rooms rank for you if there's a healthy Rashee and with Xavier and with Travis?
Best I've been a part of for sure. We compete like no other. We push each other, and we're excited for the season.
The difference when a lot of you guys in the room have been a part of the offense and maybe not learning it for the first time out here?
Full go. I mean, we all can go in any spots now, pushing each other, fighting for certain plays. So it's been fun just competing and not really having to think about the playbook as much as last year.
So, Jenny, we always talked about the playbook, right? And we thought that, even for a guy like Hollywood Brown's already been in the league. We played with Lincoln Riley at Oklahoma, so big playbook there. And then he's coming to the league. He's already played for multiple different schemes. You wouldn't think the playbook would be that big of a deal, but, he mentioned it a few times there. But from a player's perspective, when you're not overthinking and consumed by the playbook, and now that you kind of have it down, and you're just going out there and playing ball, how much does that kind of really elevate his game as well as Xavier Worthy's game this coming season?
Oh, tremendously. For the simple fact now you don't have to think, you just play. And once you, like I said before, it's all about retaining the information. And Lincoln Riley, whatever, when he was out there, whatever he had in his playbook, one thing that Andy does a lot of, there's a lot of shifts, emotions, guys playing different positions. Everybody's interchangeable. He has them, set up in different formations. And so, knowing all of that and where you go and who's supposed to be with you, how fast you're going to go, all of that matters. And I could guarantee, man, guys' heads are spinning who's just getting into this offense. You're just like, wait a minute, hold on, wait. And we start hearing, kind of how everything goes in the huddle, right? Man, let me just give you something. So like we had quick game, like might have had like pivot 212 F flat base 585 pass protection Ron or Lou Roger and Louis. You had to know all those different things as far as like protection, 5-man 3-step, how deep you are on your routes, motioning. That's another thing. You might call flip, you might go flop, riz, leap. Whatever that is, shift and the motion is probably the thing that's probably running in their head more than anything else. But for fast guys, when you start thinking, it slows your feet down. It slows everybody down. So now, when you got all of that, shoot, that down. Now you already got the detail. Play fast. Now I could go play fast, and I could play confident. It's another thing too. They just know what you're doing. So as far as like you just say, he's saying the talent that he has playing around him, man, that's incredible. He knows it. He knows the talent that Xavier has, Rashee has. Like I said, all those guys are going out to compete. You got Royals, Juju. You got all these guys in there that are giving their all out there, and they're pushing each other to be the best. And I'm sure, just competitive nature, they're trying to outdo each other. Who's got a better route? Who's getting out of route faster? Who's, all those different things. And so I just say with, Hollywood Brown, all they're going to do, man, is they're just going to embrace it. They're going to embrace their roles this year, as they should. Because like I said, I think he knows this, man. They are trying to absolutely assault the defense, which they didn't get to do last year. They was excited about it last year, and they get to come to fruition, right? Guys got hurt. The only one out there was X, his young guy. And so the offense didn't look like it should have going into the season. But now everybody's healthy. And hopefully, man, knock on wood, everything works out, man. Sky Moore, too. Sky, he's in there as well. Sky's pushing him, too. So, we ain't gonna hate on Sky. Sky's pushing his tail out there to get there as well. Justin Ross, Justin Ross, he's going to get out there, too, Mike. All of them. Whoever's in that room, whoever's in that wide receiver room, I know they're giving it their all. That's what I'll say. So,
yeah. And also, too, like one of the things that he said, it was interesting. obviously knowing the playbook, and now that all of them kind of know the playbook really well, him and X especially because it's their second year in the offense, they can play interchangeably. They can kind of like flip flop positions and like they can kind of go all over the place. And I think that's something too because I mean no teams can really key in on Hollywood's on the middleman on the trips formation or X is the middleman on the trips formation. They can never it's never going to be stagnant because there's going to be so many different looks they can provide to defenses because all these guys know the offense so well.
Yeah, no, yeah, hey, man, yeah. You go to X this time, you go to Z, you go to F, you go to H here, you go to Y, you do this, okay, and y'all switch it up. And so y'all figure it out. I'm sure there's sometimes somebody might call and say, "Hey, man, let me get that route, or let me play out here," and so they might have that type of leeway to get that thing done to do that. So. No, it's going to be exciting for sure, man, to see these guys really go out there, man, and thrive. They really are, so.
It's going to be really hard to pinpoint who the number. I mean, obviously, Rashee Rice, based on the numbers last year, going right out the gate, right? He was leading the league in like multiple categories. But it's going to be really hard to see like a week to week. And we saw us, 3 years ago when Mahomes' last MVP season, everyone kind of different guy blew up every week. But like it's gonna be even harder now because there's so many so much juice on this offense. It's gonna be really hard to pinpoint who's the number one, number two each week based on their target share.
Yeah, and that's one thing you can't do when you come here to Kansas City is be selfish. When you have the type of talent that's around you, and the type of talent that's thrown to you, everybody's got to pitch in, and everybody's going to have a hand in it. And it could be your day, it could be your game, right? You might have the game that you catch at 8 balls. The next game you got 2, or 4, whatever it may be, and everybody's got to be fine with it. And I think they will. So I think that's the beauty of what we do offensively with the Chiefs. That's the genius of it, really. Andy and Nagy just put those guys in position to make plays, and we just got playmakers all over the place. Tight ends, running backs, wide receivers. We got them, Marcus. We do. We got them.
Because of that, is that a risk guys like Hollywood Brown are taking by coming to Kansas City? Because look, I signed a 1 year up to a $6 million deal. And I say risk from a personal contract standpoint. I'm not obviously you come to Kansas City, you're playing for a ring. Last year he comes here up to $11 million of that deal he signed, gets hurt. Then this year he signed up to $7 million, so it went down. Comes here. Some weeks he might be the number 3. Some weeks he might be the number 4. Some weeks he might be the number 1. So it's gonna be kind of a lottery every week, depending on how what kind of scheme defenses are going against and how they're scheming for him that given week. But is it a risk for guys like Hollywood Brown and veterans? Because we've seen over the years, right? Like, man, why didn't so and so come to Kansas City? Why are we getting MVS? Why are we getting D-Hop 3 years ago? Is that a thing maybe as far as because the way the offense is, it's kind of hard to recruit top flight veteran types rather than, obviously we've gone to the draft the last few years going for Rice in the second round, Worthy, and then Royals. We've obviously rookies, they have to be drafted where they go, but veterans more picky when it comes to that stuff.
Well, if you're trying to come here and rejuvenate your career, I think Hollywood Brown did a good job coming, playing with the best team. Because also too that success falls on you as well, right? So you become the benefactor of success around you. Juju did that. He went up there in New England, got paid. But also too, I think teams when they do an evaluation, not only do look at production, they're gonna look and see how many times you're open, and they understand that the Chiefs may not, that the way that they decide to, deliver whoever's getting the ball for that day or that week, teams taking it into account. And if they don't, you better show them. Hey, look, I'm showing you a film on this one. I was open 5 times, Pat didn't throw it to me. So am I beating the guy? Yeah, you beat me. And so that's something that your agent and everybody else can do as well. So let's just say you come here and you're not the number 1 guy. You get 50-something balls. Well, they know you potentially could get 80. Hollywood Brown already has a body of work out there, right? He's got a history. We know he can catch the football. No question about it. And then when you're playing with a Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, and everybody's getting the different share of the rock. Hey man, you got to take it into account. Well, you only caught 60 balls, but yeah, did you see how many times I was open when I ran this route? Route tree has never been a problem for me. You see how many balls I've caught in the past. I'm still healthy. I'm still fast. I got all these different things. And if this is somebody who's obviously paying, to bring up, the good things you've done, they should do a good job of doing that. But like you said, a top guy maybe who is selfish, yeah, it might be a little problem. Absolutely. Like I said, ego driven. You ain't getting the rock like that. Yeah, it might be a hard offense to play in. Especially also too, let's just say that not throwing a lot of deep balls with you. You might be okay getting a couple of slant like routes like Rashee Rice was, right? So Rashee was getting a lot of balls, but they weren't deep routes.
The quick hitters, yeah.
Yeah, let's just be honest. Okay. But the thing is, once he got the ball in his hands, what are you gonna do with it? That right there is another measure of your talent. What can you do? Make the guys miss. So yak, all those things come into in play especially when you're doing negotiation as far as like what evaluation of who you are, talent. But nah, man, top guy who's looking to get 120 balls a year. Nah, player. Sorry, ain't gonna happen here. We can't promise you 120. Can't do it. So
yeah. And actually, Mahomes kind of talked about the weapons today. The soundbite I pulled just before you came on. But he was able to talk about the guys we have.
This is the first time in a while that you've come into this camp with your receivers having been here the year before a lot of them. Do you notice a difference this time of year with those guys that haven't played in this offense before?
For sure. I mean, I think you saw even at the beginning of last year before Rashee got hurt. I mean, whenever you have a guy that you've spent that time with and had that connection with, you can hit the ground running because you know those different things. And so seeing that with Xavier this year and Hollywood and Rashee and Juju and all these guys, man, I mean, they've done a great job of working and continue to work to get even better. And so you can talk about stuff that's happened in prior years, and that's where me and Travis have had so much success is when you get multiple years of reps with guys, you continue to get even better and better on the football field.
But Patrick, when you follow up on that, it seemed like a lifetime ago. 3 years ago, you all were the top offense in the league. Just over the beginning of last year. Last 2 years, even though you won a Super Bowl and went back to the offensive dip, injuries, of course, played a factor in the last season. Would it be a disappointment to you with what you have and what you're seeing in practice right now that you all aren't back where you were 3 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. I mean, you want to be the top offense in the league when you step in the building every single day. But at the end of the day, you want to win the Super Bowl. And so for me, I wasn't as disappointed in not being the top offense as I was at losing the Super Bowl last year the way we lost it. And so our goal is to do whatever we can to win the football game. And hopefully for us, that's being the top offense to go along with the great defense that we have.
I thought it was a good point by the reporter. I don't know who asked the initial question. I know Darren Smith asked that second question. But that's a good point. We talked on this topic, we're talking about Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy's consecutive years, right? Second year in the system. But just in general, for Pat Rice, 3 years in, those two guys, Royals, obviously a new guy. Juju's been in the system before. So all these like top guys have been in the system before. Whereas the last few years, since Tyreek Hill's been gone, it's been, Juju came for that 1 year, then left. MVS was there for 2 years. He had to bring Rashee Rice along his rookie season. He had to bring Xavier Worthy along his rookie season. So like this is the first time he's having like veteran guys playing with him. And that we talk about that for how that helps the receivers. That also helps him tremendously.
Yeah. Yeah. Because now he doesn't have to coach guys up to where they need to be. Doesn't have to be a whole lot of talking after the play's over. And sometimes you will see some frustration because Pat's trying to tell him like, hey man, I'm thinking that like I need for you to get deeper and stuff like that. Not saying these things don't happen, but with a veteran guy, like you already know what he's thinking. You know where you need to be. And so you can speak his language. You know what he's expecting out of you. So when you have veteran guys who's been in the system before, like I said before, that goes into digesting the playbook and everybody's playing fast. And so he knows now that he's unlocked all the weapons he has around him, they are all unlocked. And so if there's a guy, like we say, Xavier Royals, who's coming in, he can watch the guys that's been there. They can get all the information from them guys and know exactly what it is that Pat is actually expecting from him. So now, man, it's and like you said, I think him saying that he wasn't as disappointed to where the offense was and how he won lost the Super Bowl. That tells me that he realizes, like, hey, man, we were kind of shorthanded. Guys were trying to get back together, but we could have put on a better show. If we was at full strength all last year, that'd have been different. And I think now, Marcus, to be honest with you, Pat's hearing all the other stuff out here. He's hearing all you, the fifth quarterback, and by some measures from other people. He's hearing those things. He is. And I guarantee he's telling all these other guys, man, they still don't care. They don't care nothing about us. They're not going to give us our due. So we need to go out there and we got to get our respect and take it. So I'm telling you, right, like Justin White, if we score 50 a game, we could have multiple 1,000-yard receivers. Yeah. They're trying to torture everybody. I think that's what they're so excited about, is because they realize the talent that they do have on the offensive side of the football. They know that. And so Travis Kelce came back looking sexy and young, and, he was very, Sprite and all these other guys around him too, fast and running around like Lamborghinis and Bugattis and all those different things. And Pat's like, oh, this is going to be a beautiful year. This is going to be an absolute beautiful year. So, yeah, man, this is get ready for it. Training camp, man, is going to be really it's going to be really exciting. But I don't want to get that false sense. We've seen that when they first got here, the deep balls and everybody's cheering, all those different things. Hey, man.
That first play in that Jacksonville preseason game to Hollywood Brown, it was like, oh no, And then week 3, Rashee Rice, it was like we saw one domino fall, like, oh no.
Yeah. We know what we know their talents. We know their potential. Now it's just put the product out there, man, in game day. It's going to be more exciting than anything else. So we're going to be running by some folks, man. We are absolutely going to be running by some folks. And I'm telling you, man, I don't even know what the break's going to be. And when I say that, I don't know what the wide receivers are saying what the break's going to be. Break on speed demon, break, whatever. Just, everybody's toast on 3. 1, 2, 3. Everybody's toast.
Oh, the breakdown, yeah.
The break, man. I know it's going to be something crazy. Because I know, man, if I was out there, I'm like, yo, I don't care. Everybody's going to get it. Everybody's going to get it today. So all the business they've been talking about, in the AFC, who's going to be the unseed, the Chiefs, and all these different things, I don't care about none of that.
Yeah.
I don't care how good your secondary is that they talking about it. I don't care about none of it. They're going to run past you, around you, over you. I mean, man.
Yeah, I know it's just mandatory minicamp and OTAs, but some of the photos I've seen over the last 2 weeks of just Mahomes with Rice, Hollywood, Xavier's on the sidelines, just like kind of giggling and smiling. It was like they know something that we can assume that it's going to be fireworks once the fall begins. But I feel like, maybe it's my hope, my wishful thinking, but I feel like they're going to unload a can of whoop ass this year. That offense is going to be what we wanted to be last year, but a year stronger. Hollywood a year stronger with the playbook, Xavier a year stronger in the NFL and a weight regimen system. I mean, I just feel like this whole thing is going to be something probably comparative to what it was back in the early days of Mahomes. I mean, just too many weapons for defenses to cover, and then also too with all these guys, then you allow Kelce, a slimmed down Kelce. So you're not going to double him anymore. What are you going to do with that situation? Because you have to do something with him. So it could be a great year for Kelce. I mean, it's unreal, the possibilities.
Brother, man, we taking everybody's jaw off. I'm telling you. And we got not only like running routes, but all the guys that's running routes, man, got hands. Jokers can stack the football. All them jokers can catch. Athletic, fast. I mean, dad got it. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Justin Michael said, what did you say, Justin? I seen you over here. You said something, my brother. What did you say? Oh, Pat still got to have time for them to get down. He'll have time. That's why we went and got the pieces we needed on offense, Justin. So he gonna have time. They're gonna make sure of that. And when we're not throwing the ball, Marcus, we're going to run it down your throat. And I hope we do a whole lot more of that so we open up the pass and run down the field. And you got to be able to threaten them running the football. So let me say this early, and I'm going to say it often. You got to run the daggone football, okay? Run it down their throats. We got big boys up front. Let them suckers go up there and roll grade and hit jokers in the mouth. So that's going to give good battle on offensive line against the defensive line. We got a very solid team, man. I know everybody's talking about what everybody else has, and I'm looking around the league what everybody's gotten and all these different things. The Chiefs will be back this year.
Yeah, it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be very, very fun. And I noticed in his comment to Darryl Smith, he said, I want to win regardless. We have the best offense or a good defense. He's like, yeah, the best offense. You made sure to see the best offense.
Best offense. That's right.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.